Well, hey, Santa Barbara Community Church family, welcome to my garage. This is my work from home setup these days, and I know many of us have had to adjust how and where we work. And unfortunately, many of us have had those adjustments brought upon us, not by our own choice, as the COVID-19 pandemic has taken root even in our own community. We have heard stories of those who have lost jobs and have uncertain financial futures, which is why I want to encourage us today, church, to continue to be faithful in the act of giving. There's a section in the book of 2 Corinthians where Paul writes this about the churches in Macedonia, and he says, "And now, brothers, we want you to know about the grace that God has given the Macedonian churches. Out of the most severe trial, their overflowing joy and their extreme poverty welled up in rich generosity. For I testify that they gave as much as they were able and even beyond their ability. Entirely on their own, they urgently pleaded with us for the privilege of sharing in this service to the saints." Hopefully you got a chance to watch this weekend's message where Mike reminded us that we are a part of a big family. Your pastoral staff has been reading a book this spring by theologian Scott McKnight, and in it, he talks about how the church is to be marked by a culture of generosity. And he writes these words that I think are timely. He says, "Each church is composed of a universal brotherhood and sisterhood of equals. Paul thinks all Christians are drawn into a network of supplying for one another. What is even more clear is that those living in abundance are immediately summoned by Paul to become generous to those in need." Now, I know that for some of us in our church family, this pandemic has already cost us wages, and it has caused us a lot of uncertainty about our financial future. If that's the place you're in, know that your church wants to be with you and rally around you. For others of us, however, we find ourselves still on firm financial footing, and I want to challenge you, church, to be faithful in giving in these days, and perhaps to even give more than you have in the past. Part of what it means to belong to a family is to support one another and to press into one another's needs. And I want to tell you, church, that we have commitments and obligations not just to local ministry opportunities, not just to the things that happen on our church campus, but globally. Commitments we've made to missions partners that your faithful giving can allow us to continue to press on in. And so, church, in these days, let's be a family. Let's be a big family that has a mind for those around the world that we've made commitments to. Let's continue to press in, to be faithful, maybe even to dig deeper if we're able. And let's support those in our midst and around the world in this time of great need by showing ourselves to trust in the God who is our provision. Church, we love you. We're so grateful for the ways that you have been faithful in giving for so many years. Now's the time to press on. We love you. Can't wait to be with you again.